It's Wind Down Wednesday. Definitely Wind Down Wednesday here. It's been a long Wednesday, and I've been hoarding my wine shipments so that way I could actually go live with all of you and reveal all this wine that keeps showing up at my house, and it sort of becomes a joke. The cows are either out, the FedEx man is here with a wine delivery, something's always going on. So as people start joining so they can watch me open my plethora of wine box shipments for just the month of November, I'm actually going to open one of my October shipments, bottles of wine. Now, the beautiful thing about wine clubs is that you can give reviews, feedback, and you can really start customizing the wine you want. Now, the problem is I like all kinds of wine. I tend to be a red, dry wine drinker, but I like to taste wines from all different parts of the world, even though I'm probably partial to my California reds. So a few of these wine clubs that I'm a part of will actually ship wines in from other parts of the world, so I can actually try some of those wines. So something else that I actually am so obsessed with that some of my friends have actually bought their own now is a wine aerator. And this is what I like to call drive-through decanting of wine. So I've always got my wine aerator, so I'm going to pour myself a glass of Cabernet to sip on while I unveil all of these with you all. All right. Any comments? Questions yet?
Lauren Taylor says she loves the wine rack.
Good.
Farmwife Cook says she wants wine right now.
She needs wine right now after her day. All right. So, one of the oldest wine clubs I've been a part of is actually the Sattui Wine Club. It is a Napa-based winery, and I went to it for the first time back in 2009, potentially, on my first trip to Napa in Sonoma when one of my college roommates was actually getting her PhD out in Berkeley. We made a little trip out there. And the reason I joined this wine club directly with the winery was because you can only get the wine directly from them. But here's the bad thing about this Sattui Winery. It's freaking expensive wine because it's really good wine. So I only get 2 bottles a month from them. But if you look at my wine rack, after I reveal this, you'll realize I have a lot of wine from this winery because it is my favorite. And probably because they have really good food there. But when you open the box, first of all, it gives a description of the wines that were in the wine club this month. I always get red wine from this club. Those of you who know me know that I'll drink white wine. Well, I won't drink Chardonnay unless it's unoaked. But I prefer red wine. So they send, here's the wines that went out to all the different wine club members. They give a little bit about what's going on at Sattui. And then they also give you a recipe card. And I've made a lot of these recipes. So this one's an apple pear tart. And I probably won't make it because I'm not a baker. And I don't like cooked apples. So there's my secret about myself. So this looks like it's going to be a box I really like. I got a 2018 Pinot Noir. Love Pinot Noir. And I have a special friend coming next week from Oklahoma who also loves Pinot Noir. So I've got a feeling we're going to bust into that. And then a 2016 Cabernet. So I'll probably actually put this one down in the basement and let it snooze in our cellar for a little while. So that way it can age and really start to open up. So that was wine club number 1. And just for a frame of reference, this box of 2 probably cost me around $125. Oh, I guess we're having technical difficulties because I live in the country and I have bad broadband. I think my partner in live again?
So on Instagram you are, Facebook we are not. It's recorded.
Is it going?
Oh, it is
So
now.
we're back. All right, so we're back on Facebook. Thanks for hanging with me and stuff. So the next wine club is not directly with a winery. It is actually a wine club that I joined with my friend Katie, who is another farm wife that lives in the county here, and we actually worked together when we both worked at Indiana Corn and Soybean. She's also my friend that is my political junkie with me. And so we used to get this wine, and it used to actually be called Club W, and then they rebranded, and now they're called Winc. And I actually have been a member of this club so long that if you are subscribed to Farmwife Drinks email list, in my next newsletter, there will be a code for a free box of the Winc wine that you can get. However, it will be limited to the first probably dozen people who go get it. So if you are not signed up for my email newsletter, I recommend you go to Farmwife Drinks, you find where you can sign up for the club newsletter, and get it before I send my next newsletter. So in this shipment, since I'm no longer splitting it with Katie at the moment, because she actually has little girls, and even though mom's a little girl should drink through pregnancies and nursing, her wine consumption hasn't kept up with Mama the teenager. So in this box, I got 3 different bottles. These are all labels when you have these wine clubs that are slightly different. You won't find them at the grocery store. They're almost like rebrand, store brand labels. So I got 3 bottles. They are again all red. This is a Zinfandel. This is a table red wine. And then my 3rd bottle is a Syrah. Big fan of Syrah. Now all of these bottles of wine were much more affordable. They normally run anywhere between $12 and $24. Every now and then, I will splurge and get like a $30 bottle for them, especially if it's a Pinot from, let's say, Oregon, that is just a short supply. I'll go ahead and get that. So this box from Winc, even with shipping and everything, really cost me under $50. So I call this my Tuesday night wine, Wednesday night wine, because if I don't drink it all, or if I drink it, I'm like, this really isn't my jam, I'm not going to feel bad about not finishing that bottle. All right, so another club I'm a part of actually sends me a wine club box twice a year. And that wine club is actually in Sonoma County, and it is called Kokomo Winery. And my friend Jeanette actually told me about Kokomo Winery, I think actually on my first trip again, when we went to Napa and Sonoma, because the founder of this winery is from Kokomo, Indiana. And my friend Jeanette at the time was working for the Indiana Wine Grape Council and knew the gentleman who started this winery, so she sent us there. Now, I'm not trying to knock on the Napa wineries, but this Sonoma winery was just like going home. They were down to earth. It was relaxing to be there. We probably spent too much time there. They gave us a tour, guided. We didn't pay for that. So I actually fell in love with this winery. And then I have another friend that actually is a neighbor of ours, and in the country that means like lives within 5 miles of me. And the first time we hung out together, I walked into their house with a bottle of Kokomo wine to give them as a hostess gift, and she's wearing a Kokomo t-shirt. So I knew from that point on we'd be forever friends. So I just got my fall shipment, and they again send packets of information about their winemaker, the grower, and the wines that are included. They also send a fun 2021 calendar. In the spring, a lot of times they'll send us seeds. So a lot of times in my pictures, you'll see pictures of my calendar. I love the Kokomo Winery calendar, so it's always in my calendar. So again, you can get a combination of white and red. I actually do get white wines from Kokomo because I do like their white wines. Again, they have on the list, don't send me Chardonnay. They're really good about taking those personal notes. So I've got 6 bottles in here. I've got 2 bottles of Sauvignon Blanc 2019. These are roughly $30 a piece. So a higher end white wine. Then I got a bottle of 2018 Pinot Noir, only one, sad face. Additionally, a 2018 Zinfandel. I got a 2017 Malbec. And then finally, my 6th bottle, it's gonna be a goodie, a 2017 Cabernet Sauvignon. And this whole box of 6 bottles is gonna run me about $2.50 each time they send it to me, and they send it twice a year. So again, it's closer to the Sattui, but this is my gift wine. This is my celebratory wine. A few of these bottles are going to go again down to the cellar and rest. And this is the wine that I love to share with my friends when we are celebrating. All right. So one last box for tonight, and this one is the last wine club I've joined, mainly because they were bombarding me with ads on social media, so I just decided that I'd try it. And of course it's relatively new, but I think I've been a member for 2 or 3 years. And this is Bright Cellars. So if you talk about wine, like wine, comment on wine pages, you've probably been targeted by Bright Cellars because they have really great digital advertising. And this is where you go in and you put your flavor palette, like do you like coffee, do you like dark chocolates, and they pick the wines they think you'll like based on what you tell them. So again, I love their box. It always comes well branded, matches the Farmwife drink, so it's meant to be. They send little cards about the wines that are going to be in here, sort of like a sneak peek, and I can tell that by just my sneak peek that I'm going to really like some of this. And then they also do a little card with pairing. So great tips and tricks, and then you unveil it. And then this is really packed really nicely. So if you ever want to use this as a gift box, like I'm just going to tip it. It's like in there, snug as a bug in a rug. It is well done. So we have got a 2019 Sangiovese. We've got a 2019 Cabernet. We've got a 2018 Cabernet. They know I like my Cabernet. And then finally, we've got a 2018 Malbec. Now, what I can also tell you about these wines is some of these are not California wines. This is an Italian wine. So this is when I start to really taste wines from around the world. And again, they have great packaging. Now, pricing on this wine is a little bit more than the Winc. These bottles run me between $20 and $25 a piece. I honestly have not had a bottle from them I have not liked. It's very good quality wine. Again, not wine that you drink and then you can go find on the shelves at your Kroger or your liquor store, but nonetheless, really good wine. And again, you can request wine or even order whole cases if there's a bottle of wine you want from them. So if you are looking for a gift for a hard to buy person this Christmas, especially because we're probably all going to be locked in with COVID for a while, I highly recommend a wine club. And again, in my next newsletter, there's going to be information about these wine clubs as well as links to get a free box from a few of these if you are one of the lucky ones to sign up first. So if you've not signed up for my newsletter, go to Farmwife Drinks and look for the little widget to sign up for the newsletter so that way you don't miss out on a free box of wine. Zach, do we have any questions? We good?
I think so. A lot of people say that they want to be here with you tonight, so.
All right. Well, next time I do a wine unveiling, maybe we won't be locked down for COVID and people can come here and we can do a wine tasting live with everyone on.
I did get one question,
Yeah.
and they asked, would any of these clubs be good as Christmas gifts?
All of them would be perfect. If you don't know exactly what kind of wine they want, I recommend the wine clubs that will send a variety. you know that they like a particular winery in general, you can most likely go to that winery directly and have that wine shipped to them, depending on the state you live in. Awesome. Well, cheers to Wednesday night. Hang in there, stay healthy, stay safe, keep drinking.